South Park is about to drop an episode that's making Pete Hegseth sweat harder than a live debate with facts. The show is reportedly set to destroy Pete Hegseth in their upcoming episode, and fans can already feel the chaos brewing. Because when South Park targets you, it's never just a roast, it's a full-blown cultural meltdown.
Pete Hegseth, Trump's pick for Secretary of Defense and guy with resting divorce face. And all right, let's hear it, leftist snowflakes.
Main part South Park has always had a taste for chaos, and this time, they've got Pete Hegseth in their sights. You can almost feel the nervous laughter bubbling across conservative circles, because when Trey Parker and Matt Stone decide to go after someone, they don't just mock them, they dismantle them piece by piece with precision that's sharper than a razor blade dipped in sarcasm. And Pete, with his patriotic monologues, his God and country chest-thumping, and his Fox News smugness, is practically tailor-made for South Park's animated guillotine.
Ready? Boop. The world, listen, F-A-F-O. All right?
This isn't just another roast, it's shaping up to be a full-blown satirical demolition. South Park's history of dragging public figures is legendary, and the reason it always hits so hard is simple. They don't punch up or down, they punch everywhere. Remember when they turned Donald Trump into the most chaotic, narcissistic cartoon version of himself back in season 19? The show made Mr. Garrison as Trump an icon of absurdity, showing the world what happens when ego meets incompetence wrapped in orange spray tan.
All right, sir, don't be nervous for your speech. I know we're down a bit in the polls, but there's still a great chance we can win the swing states. There's still a chance? Are you serious? Just one thing, sir. Be a little careful what you say about women.
They didn't need to say much, just that wild hair, that smug expression, and the endless promises of greatness. And yet, beneath the humor, there was meaning. They were showing how politics had turned into entertainment. That's exactly why Pete Hegseth should be nervous, because South Park doesn't just mock your words. They mock what you represent. Then came Kanye West, the self-proclaimed genius who somehow became a walking meme even before South Park turned him into one.
Time for me to stop running. I need to believe what people tell me. Let all my fans know I love them, but a gay fish just can't live in the outside world forever. Don't be sad for me, guys. I'm going home!
Gay fish wasn't just a joke, it was a cultural moment. Kanye's obsession with being misunderstood, his self-importance, and his over-the-top sensitivity got immortalized in one of the show's most brutal parodies ever. When South Park takes a shot like that, the internet never lets it die. Kanye tried to explain himself. South Park just doubled down. That's the level of humiliation we're talking about here. If they're planning something similar for Pete Hegseth, it's going to echo across the Fox News universe for years.
It is quite possibly the funniest joke ever conceived, and its origin is unknown. The fish dicks joke crosses all borders, all races, all ages and ethnic groups, and is slowly uniting our country. In fact, the only person who appears to not get the joke is rapper Kanye West.
And then there's Oprah Winfrey, the untouchable queen of television, who found herself the victim of one of the strangest, most uncomfortable South Park episodes ever made. Remember the talking body parts? The total absurdity that somehow still managed to take a jab at the culture of celebrity worship? That's what South Park does. They make you laugh, cringe, and think all at once. Oprah was turned from an icon of empowerment into a symbol of how media personalities can become detached from reality.
Well, Stephen, your book hasn't sold a lot of copies yet, but I have some.
Be much more depressing than his.
And so, Stephen, I'm making your book my official book of the month.
Sound familiar? Because if there's one thing Pete Hegseth loves, it's basking in the glow of his own televised righteousness. And South Park lives to rip that kind of self-importance apart. Of course, South Park never forgets Hollywood elites. They've torn into everyone from George Clooney to Ben Affleck, turning star power into comedic fuel. When they mocked the celebrity virtue signaling brigade, those perfectly timed social justice tweets and award show speeches, it was ruthless.
How long do we have until the smug clouds collide? Not long. The smug from George Clooney's Academy Award acceptance speech has already crossed into Arizona.
They even went after themselves, mocking the idea of Hollywood hypocrisy in episodes like Smug Alert, where liberal self-righteousness literally caused an environmental disaster. The message was clear: no one is safe. So imagine what they'll do with a conservative firebrand like Pete Hegseth, whose every sentence drips with moral certainty and political bravado. They're going to feast on that personality like it's a 5-course meal.
The smug is getting so massive that it's moving west and fusing with the San Francisco smug. Here.
Let's not forget Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, who got the full worldwide privacy tour treatment in one of the most viral South Park moments in years. The show didn't just parody them, it exposed the contradiction of demanding privacy while seeking non-stop attention. The writing was so sharp that even royal commentators lost their minds over it. That's South Park's power. They can destroy a PR campaign with one joke. So if Pete Hegseth thinks his media charisma will save him, he might want to remember what happened when the royals tried to fight back. Spoiler, they lost the internet war.
He's right. Trying to make ourselves into a brand just turned us into products. We don't need to be a brand, do we? If it's truly what we want, then we really can get away from it all.
Then there was Elon Musk, who went from being a tech hero to a parody of himself faster than you can say Dogecoin. South Park didn't need to exaggerate much. They just showed Elon exactly as he is. Brilliant, awkward, and obliviously chaotic. In Members Only, he was portrayed as a man obsessed with Mars while the world burned around him. It was satire that hit close to home, especially as Musk became more polarizing in real life. For Pete Hegseth, that's a warning.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the tour. I'm Elon Musk. Are we gonna have some fun today?
Oh, great, a stupid tour guide. Can we just talk to someone important, please? We want to go to Mars.
And getting anywhere takes ingenuity.
And who can forget Tom Cruise, the man who got literally trapped in a closet on South Park? That episode didn't just roast his connection to Scientology, it burned the entire religion's PR machine to ashes. The trapped in the closet controversy became global news, sparking legal threats, celebrity outrage, and a level of chaos that proved South Park thrives on taboo. When they target someone, it's not for a one-liner, it's a cultural dissection.
Oh boy. Mr. Cruise, you can't just stay in the closet, all right? You need to come out.
What's going on?
Tom Cruise won't come out of the closet.
What?
Just leave me alone.
Even Al Gore wasn't safe, despite his reputation as a climate crusader. South Park's creation of Man-Bear Pig turned him into the ultimate symbol of overblown activism, an exaggerated, clueless figure trying too hard to sound righteous. At first, people laughed it off. Years later, the show admitted he was right, in a rare twist of self-awareness. But that's what makes their satire powerful. They're not loyal to sides. They're loyal to truth wrapped in chaos.
You see, there is something out there which threatens our very existence and maybe the end to the human race as we know it. I'm talking, of course, about Man-Bear Pig.
Even Joe Biden got the animated treatment, not through mockery of his policies, but his image slow, stumbling, overly scripted. In true South Park fashion, they turned political stereotypes into cartoon gold. They don't care about left or right, they care about ridiculousness. And let's be honest, Pete Hegseth gives them plenty to work with. The perfect haircut, the exaggerated patriotism, the moral monologues that sound like they were written by a founding father on caffeine.
Well, I was working down at the Bud factory in Fort Collins, but then Joe Biden caused a recession, so they took my job.
Ooh!
Then I worked over at Waffle House, but they decided they needed employees to be more inclusive.
He's a walking sketch waiting to happen. Then there's Alex Jones, whose conspiracy-fueled madness made him an obvious South Park target. They turned his brand of paranoia into pure absurdity aliens, lizard people, government clones, all packed into one manic burst of chaos. But the genius was in how it mirrored real life so perfectly that you couldn't tell where the joke ended and the truth began. Pete Hegseth's fiery delivery and endless confidence make him a natural spiritual cousin to that kind of character. And South Park loves a personality that takes itself too seriously.
Stuff that'll whack your brain permanently. Brain chips in the troops. They give the troops special vaccines that are really nanotech that already re-engineer their brains. Now, there it is, the gay bomb. Look it up for yourself. I mean, this is what they're... What do you think tap water is? It's a gay bomb.
And we can't skip Cartman's Fox News-inspired rants, which often mirror the tone of conservative pundits like Hegseth himself. Cartman has been the exaggerated voice of outrage for decades, blaming everyone else, demanding respect, and playing victim all at once. So imagine an episode where Hegseth becomes the adult version of Hartman's ideology, Loud, proud, and totally unaware that he's the punchline. That's not just satire, that's prophecy.
You like me? You want to change it? So let's take a look at exactly what our school president wants. Let's just take a look at these key words here. She wants our school to be a more integrated, leftist, and liberal place. What we get is a socialist, modern, utopian, reformed...
If history tells us anything, it's that South Park always strikes where the ego is thickest. From Hillary Clinton's email jokes to Caitlyn Jenner's chaotic portrayal, the creators have proven they don't fear controversy, they feed on it. And with today's hyper-divided media landscape, Pete Hegseth is the ideal next target. He's outspoken, dramatic, and always ready for a camera. The show doesn't need to exaggerate, they'll just show him as he is. And the world will do the laughing for them.
The truth is, you're getting a ride back all the way with your hero. How do you like that? Buckaroo!
So what's coming for Pete Hegseth? Probably an animated version of himself, preaching about patriotism while chaos erupts behind him, a metaphor for the echo chamber he lives in. Maybe he'll be leading a crusade to save freedom in a town that's already given up. Or maybe in true South Park fashion, he'll accidentally become the villain in his own speech.
Okay, that's a lot for one person. Alcohol, sex, and financial misconduct? I mean, it's called delegating, bud. Try it sometime.
Whatever it is, it'll be brutal, funny, and painfully accurate. Because that's the South Park way. They expose, they exaggerate, and then they leave their targets to deal with the digital fallout.